So as I'm making this video right now, XRP is touching 33 cents. It's on a little bit of an uptrend. In fact, XRP specifically looks like it broke out of the descending wedge that it's been trending in. However, it is still tied to the price of Bitcoin. So we're going to talk about what Bitcoin is doing right now, which is trying to break out desperately. So I'm going to talk about what some of the price targets are for XRP and for Bitcoin in order for this to be considered a continuation of this localized uptrend. Also, more good news for XRP, and that another large company is taking XRP for payment. I'm going to tell you what they just followed Uber Eats in doing. And we have some news that just came out about the SEC's motion to strike all of Ripple's witnesses. I'm going to tell you all the details about what the SEC just asked the court. Hey everyone, my name is Randy. Welcome back to the Late Night Grind. And right now on the channel, we're covering the Ripple versus the SEC case, as well as other cryptocurrency news, investment markets, and personal finance. So if any or all these topics interest you, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the Late Night Grind community. Also, if you do three things, I'd really appreciate it. Smash the thumbs up button, watch this video all the way to the end, and of course, check out my Patreon, link in the description below. I really appreciate all the new Patreons that have just joined in the past day or so. Do have some new content up there, so go ahead and check that out. All right, guys, let's jump into it. Okay, so the good news for XRP, yet another company is accepting cryptocurrencies for payment. This one specifically accepting XRP. Now, who is it? It's a Canadian, essentially cooking a full prepared meal delivery service called WeCook. This company is up in Canada. They deliver over 4 million meals per year right now. And so they're a sizable company, and they're following in the same direction that Uber Eats just did. What did Uber Eats do? Well, they've announced that they are accepting Dogecoin for payment. Now, that is good for the cryptocurrency world. I'm still not a huge fan of Dogecoin and the meme coin craze, but nonetheless, they are accepting it. It's good for mainstream adoption. It's good for getting headlines out there about the cryptocurrencies, and it's good for its use case overall in terms of payment. So seeing XRP being accepted by yet another company is good news. Obviously, if you've been following XRP and Ripple, you know that banks, institutions, they all use that for cross-border payments, for remittance services, and it's great for that. But seeing it come more and more into fruition for business to consumer payments is a good thing. Now, WeCook said they're actually going to be using XRP for payments between vendors and business associates, as well as customers to themselves. So multiple uses there for XRP. All right, now let's get into what Bitcoin and XRP are doing right now in terms of the price action. Bitcoin is trying to essentially pull off a relief rally. They've been heading upward this morning. It's been trying to break out of this asymmetric triangle that you can kind of see on the chart behind me, and it appears that it has broken out. Everyone's looking for a bit of a retest before potentially moving onward to higher numbers. Now, right now, Bitcoin is at about 20,900 as I'm recording this. It's going to need to break about 22,000 in order for it to be continue its localized uptrend. Now, once it breaks out of this triangle, of course, it's in a much larger pattern. Of course, it's in a much larger pattern, which is a good thing because that's still considered a bullish pattern in which the price is going to move up and down, but it's going to set new higher highs and higher lows. So nonetheless, everybody's kind of watching it. Is Bitcoin actually going to break 22,000? Well, that remains to be seen, but as of today, it is putting a big push on, and of course that is affecting XRP. XRP had been sitting at about 30 to 31 cents. Now it is about 33 cents. Been putting on some higher percentage moves, which it typically does. When Bitcoin moves, XRP moves at a slightly higher percentage, and when Bitcoin drops, XRP doesn't drop quite as much. So it's a good thing if you're looking at trading XRP or even just hodling XRP. You're going to get bigger deals, but keep an eye on Bitcoin, keep an eye on the US dollar. I talk more about that in some of my previous videos, but nonetheless, these are some of the numbers that you're going to want to keep an eye on. XRP, in terms of it needing to be in full breakout mode, it's going to have to break above 38 cents. Not going to happen today, more than likely, but it's something that I'm going to be watching over the next couple of weeks, especially if Bitcoin does break through 22,000 and continues a run upward. We're going to see some good moves by XRP, as well as a lot of the other essentially blue chip tokens and the ones in the top 10. All right, now let's get into the Ripple versus the SEC case, because there is some news that just broke actually just last evening. The SEC filed a motion with the courts, and this one is an interesting one. Basically, what they're trying to do from their perspective is they're trying to save the court from a lot of paperwork. So what they're doing is they're seeking to object to a bunch of Ripple's witnesses. Now, they say by doing this, they're going to be consolidating over 500 pages of objections down to 120 pages. But really what they're trying to do is strike all of Ripple's witnesses, which according to them, so far, there are 14 of them that are going to be joining them in this case. The SEC is objecting to all of them. So what they said is that, listen, we're going to consolidate 500 pages into 120 pages, and we're going to object to all their witnesses. We're going to seek to strike every single one of them. But here's the thing. Ripple is actually okay with this. In fact, it says in the motion that the defendants, Ripple, has no objections against this, and Ripple itself will have 120 pages to object to the SEC's expert witnesses. Now, this is something that I thought was kind of interesting because we really haven't seen anything like this play out in the court, in the case so far. But looking at some of the conversations going on in Twitter, Fred Rispoli, who is an attorney that at one point was seeking to sue Bill Hinman and Jay Clayton, he actually responded and said, "This is typical in high-stakes litigation." Now, whether or not they're actually going to succeed in getting all of these witnesses struck from the case, well, that remains to be seen, because this is a thing where both sides can object to the other side's witnesses. So, yet again, we're having to wait on another motion from this one from Judge Torres. So if you watch my previous videos, you know that we're seeking a couple of answers, a couple decisions by the end of this week. Another one, there's a deadline coming up on Tuesday for yet another motion, a decision, and now we have this one. Now, this one in particular, the SEC has asked for a time of leave in order to put together this 120-page objection to strike all of Ripple's witnesses. It doesn't say how long it doesn't say how long they are asking for essentially a delay. My guess is they're hoping this gets granted, and the judge will then offer as some sort of a deadline for them to have to submit their objections, and then another deadline for Ripple to submit its objections. So nonetheless, it's just seems like it's a delay tactic. Some of the attorneys on Twitter basically saying this is typical, this isn't breaking news, but nonetheless, it's just something that slows down the case even more. XRP holders not happy, Ripple supporters not happy. Those in the cryptocurrency world, well, a lot of them don't care, but the ones that are following this case are not happy. But nonetheless, this is something that we have to go through to get to where we want to be if you're a supporter of the use case, the real use case of XRP. And the fact that we have to go through several years of litigation to prove that XRP is not a security, it's going to open so many more doors specifically for crypto in the United States, for fintech companies in the US, for blockchain companies in the US, and even for the rest of the world. So I have to offer a little bit of a silver lining around this news, because it looks like, yet again, we're going to be going through something that could take several weeks, and of course having to wait on several motions. We may even be getting a decision, hopefully very soon, on the Bill Hinman emails, which of course, that is far more exciting than any of these. So nonetheless, the SEC thinks that it's saving the court from 500 pages of objections down to 120, because they seem to make a really big deal of it in their letter to the judge. But nonetheless, that's what they're going after, trying to strike all of Ripple's witnesses, and Ripple gets to object, and of course, they're going to object to the SEC's expert witnesses. I did want to make a quick announcement. The link in my Patreon is below. The piece of content that I just put up the other day talks about a token that I'm going to be following over the next couple of weeks and the next couple of months. Now, it's going right along with what Bitcoin and XRP are doing. In its move upward, it actually just broke out of a small channel. It's making a bigger move, a much bigger move than both Bitcoin and XRP. So if you're interested in any of that investing or some more charting, some deep dives, and some price speculation on that, go ahead and check out my Patreon. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end, for smashing that thumbs up button. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next video.